And our top focus for the third continuous day remains on that enormous and daunting rescue and relief effort in southern Tamil Nadu. The army joined the effort today and helped out in areas like Srivaikundam in the southern district of Thoothukudi. This was a place, remember, that received the highest ever rainfall recorded in the plains of the state on the 17th of December. The Air Force and Coast Guard continued dropping food and supplies, and 2 NDRF teams have been working around the clock to reach marooned villages. But several thousands, even 3 days after the rains, several thousands remained cut off and desperately waiting for help and essentials. Nearly 20,000 villagers, according to reports, are still in marooned villages without electricity or even basic essentials, as the river Tambrabarani and several lakes in the area breached their banks after that heavy rainfall. Rescue teams finally managed to reach towns like Eril, to which road link was washed away, but there is anger and frustration growing amongst those stranded, several of them without basic supplies. As I mentioned, hundreds of villagers, especially women, blocked the Thoothukudi-Tirunelveli highway, protesting the lack of help and demanded immediate action. The arterial highway was blocked for several hours. I believe we can go across to Lok Sabha MP from Thoothukudi, Kanimuri Karunanidhi, who has been there over the last 3 days as part of several of the rescue efforts. Ma'am, it's been a daunting relief and rescue operation. What's the latest you can tell us? Because we believe that there are several people who are protesting because help has still not reached them.
Yes, there are protests because the entire district has been devastated, and we're not able to reach many places. Trying to organize help and send food to whatever areas which are affected, and every village, every corporation needs help and aid, and there are many officers here on the ground trying to reach people. But yes, sometimes we're not able to reach all the places, and people are protesting. And there's a protest here.
You were part of...
the people. Yeah.
Ma'am, you were part of a rescue team that reached the town of Eril earlier this day, which was completely cut off. What would be the biggest challenge now in terms of reaching to those who are marooned, because it's already 3 days down the line?
No, we're trying to reach because we completely cut off, and we reach anybody, find out what was happening there, and so we've been trying to reach AL and find out what was happening for the past 2 days. And today the NDRF team was this. We took the NDRF team and they got both. We went and reached AL, and there's there's a the entire area has affected, but no life has been lost, and that was a big... Hello?
Right. Ma'am, in terms of what is needed the most, your line is a little sketchy, patchy, as we've been seeing over the last 3 days. In terms of what's needed the most, very quickly.
Everything is needed the most. Water has to recede, and food. We need few people. Is it reachable? I think helicopters are there, and they've increased the number also. But we need more support to reach people, take food to them, and reaching food and rations is most important. And I'm very sorry, I have to go. There's another roadblock. Thank you. Sorry.
All right, there's another roadblock as the Lok Sabha MP from the DMK and Thoothukudi district is there on the ground there. That is Kanimuri Karunanidhi. She's been there over the last 3 days as part of several of the rescue efforts. Joining us on the phone line, my colleague Sam Daniel has also been reporting from the ground there in Thoothukudi from some of the worst affected areas. He was also there as part to witness a protest on the highway between Thoothukudi and Tirunelveli, which was blockaded by several villagers who were desperately seeking help without even the basic essentials. This is the report that he sent in for us a short while ago.
This is the 4th day since very heavy rainfall up to 95 centimeters pounded southern Tamil Nadu, particularly Tuticorin district, which suffered the brunt of it. And as we speak now, the Indian Army has joined the rescue operation to try and rescue communities in the Sri Vaikuntham area, which authorities say is the worst affected in these floods. As we speak now, several thousand people across Tuticorin suffer without electricity for the fourth day. Besides, many also complain of lack of essential supplies, including food, drinking water and relief supplies. Udayanidhi Stalin is reaching out to communities in low-lying pockets in Tuticorin, wading through well above knee-deep waters. We're going to catch him for his assessment of the situation in this town.
First, we will be giving all the relief materials, basic necessities like food, water, to all those who are affected. We are asking them to come out, but they are not ready to come out.
Still, it's well above knee-deep waters in places like this. What are the major challenges today?
Basic challenge is to keep them safe, to keep the
Access.
Yeah. All the authorities, all the people representatives are here. We are trying our best to rescue the people.
What kind of losses you are coming to know about now?
We'll know only after the water is drained. I think around 5 to 6 people have reported dead here in Thoothukudi district.
We come to you from the flood-affected Tuticorin district of Tamil Nadu on the Tuticorin-Tirunelveli highway. In fact, here you see around 100 people, largely women on both sides of the highway, blocking the highway. Traffic has come to a halt on either side, and they want the administration to come here, assess the damages here. They say nobody has come so far, although they have lost all their properties in the extremely heavy rainfall.
என்ன பிரச்சனை பார்க்கணும். ரெண்டாவது எங்க ஊர்ல ரெண்டு பக்கம் பெரிய ஓடை உண்டு. ஓடையில பூரா செவரு கட்டி வச்சிருக்காங்க. அந்த தண்ணி வந்து ஊருக்குள்ள வருது. அவளா செவரு இடிச்சு எங்க ஓடை பழைய மாதிரி.
Two major demands. They say the elected representatives ought to come and visit us one by one. Secondly, they need a permanent solution for the water problem. There is a kind of a water board in either side. They have to demolish the wall, build a new one so that the waters will not enter their area. உங்க நிலைமை எப்படி இருக்கு? சாப்பாடு
சாப்பாடு எதுவுமே கிடையாது. ஒரு பாலங்கள எதுவுமே கிடையாது. பொட்டப்படியில துணி மாத்த கூட துணி கிடையாது. ஆடிட்டு எடுக்கும். ஒரு படுக்க ஒரு இடம் கிடையாது. எங்களுக்கு படுக்க இடம் கிடையாது. எங்களை யாருமே ஆதரிக்கல. யாரு என்னன்னு கேட்கல.
Says we don't have a change of clothing. Even the girls don't have a change of clothing.
சார் வீடு வாசல் எல்லாமே இடிச்சிட்டு எல்லாமே இடிச்சு போச்சு. எங்களுக்கு எதுவுமே கிடையாது. வீடு வேணும்.
We have nothing left. We have lost our homes. We have lost our belongings. We have lost our clothing. We need someone to give us all these things.
குடிக்க தண்ணி கிடையாது. எது கிடையாது. பல்லு இல்ல சார். எங்களுக்கு ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல. இப்போ குடிக்க தண்ணி கூட இல்ல. எங்களுக்கு எம்எல்ஏ எல்லாரும் வந்து பார்க்கணும்.
We don't even have drinking water. We need the MLA to come and talk to us. இந்த 4 நாள்ல சாப்பாடு கொடுத்தாங்களா இல்ல துணிமணி கொடுத்தாங்களா?
சாப்பாடு கொண்டு வந்து தந்தாங்க பஞ்சாயத்துல. வேற 3 நாளாச்சு. தண்ணி இல்ல மாத்ததுக்கு ட்ரெஸ் இல்ல சார். எல்லாம் வெள்ளத்துல போயிட்டு நாங்க இப்ப அதோகதியா நிக்கோம். வீடு எல்லாமே தண்ணில போயிட்டு சார்.
She says once they gave some food, the president gave. Now we don't even have a change of clothing. We want the MLA to come here and speak to us on the Tuticorin-Tirunelveli highway with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
An extremely difficult situation there as Thoothukudi struggles to fight through the water. The question being raised is why was it so unprepared? Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin today said that the Indian Met Department did not predict such extreme rainfall and there was an absence of adequate warning. An orange alert, remember, was sounded, but it did not predict the extreme rainfall. The record levels that we witnessed in some parts like Kayalpatnam, 932 millimeters of rain was received in 24 hours, and that's almost the annual rainfall of that area in one single day. Sri Vaikuntham, which I mentioned earlier, where nearly 800 rail passengers were stuck, received the highest rainfall ever recorded in the plains of Tamil Nadu. So was there a lack of prediction abilities? Joining me now is renowned and respected weather blogger from Chennai, Shrikant K. Shrikant, thanks so much for speaking to us. Just put the numbers and the kind of rainfall we received in perspective. Was there a lack of prediction ability? Can models even predict such extreme events?
Good evening, Viragho. To give a perspective, we are talking of about 15 places has received 50 centimeters or more in that 2-day period, that is 48 hours. bulk of it is in about 30 hours. It's not even 48 hours. 48 hours is for statistical purposes. But in about 30 hours, 24 to 30 hours, 15 places had recorded 50 centimeters or more. You had Kyle Putnam recording nearly 116 centimeters. Again, for statistical purpose, it was split into 2 days, but practically it's, I think, 24 to 28 hours only, not even 30 hours. Tiruchendur, again, about 92 centimeters. So this is something which is unimaginable in any sort of parlance, if we have to say that, because we very rarely see this kind of rain. And somewhere in the 1960s, Vandavasi recorded about 70 odd centimeters. That's been the highest for so many years in the plains of Tamil Nadu. And even if you look at the Ghats, 90 centimeters does not happen often in the Western Ghats of Tamil Nadu. So that sets the context of what parts of Thoothukudi and Tirunelveli actually received on those 2 days. Yes, there were alerts. There was a red alert on Sunday afternoon.
Is there an ability to predict, Srikanth? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is there an ability to predict such events? Because we often have an orange alert or a heavy rain alert. Could someone fault the system for not predicting an event of this nature?
I think it's not right to say we should fault, but I think we should look at where we could possibly improve. Because today it was Tamil Nadu and Thoothukudi and Tirunelveli. Tomorrow it could be Bombay. Remember, Bombay got 90 centimeters in 2005. So it could be Delhi one day, it could be Calcutta one day. So if I have to say that there is a learning which we have to derive from this, is that I think, considering we have been seeing extreme rainfall incidents happening more and more in the recent years, I think we, just like how US is looking at creating a category 6, they are academically discussing whether hurricanes should have one more scale from the current category 5, which is the strongest. Should we look at a further scale in terms of extreme rainfall events, is I think something which now needs to be debated, because we are having urban extreme rainfall incidents. We just saw that in South Tamil Nadu. So I think that's one key learning which I would possibly suggest at this point of time. I think politics aside.
Right, Srikanth, that's an important... politics aside, I understand what you're saying. It's an important point because we are seeing these extreme weather events. As you make that point, Srikanth, NDTV's Pallav Bagla reports on how ISRO and the Department of Atomic Energy joint effort in developing a Doppler weather radar, which could help predict or at least increase the accuracy of predictions of such extreme events. He spoke with Dr. Venkata Srinivas at the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research in Kalpakam, or IGCAR, on the radar that's at that facility.
I'm at a very unique radar facility, a facility which has been created in collaboration between the Indian Space Research Organization and the Department of Atomic Energy, two of India's frontline science and technology agencies. And I have with me Dr. Venkat Srinivas, the person who is heading this facility at the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research at Kalpakam. Dr. Venkat, what does the Doppler radar do?
Radar basically is a radio detection and ranging instrument which measures the reflectivity from the clouds, storms, and gives the amount of precipitation and cumulative precipitation, movement of the storms, a capability to track the tropical cyclones and various ranges of extreme weather phenomena.
If there is an emergency and there is a radioactive leakage and it goes into the atmosphere, then using your Doppler radar, you can predict where the radioactive plume will go in real time. Is that correct?
Exactly. The data from the weather radars can be estimated in the numerical weather models, and also we come to know the areas where rainfall is taking place in case of any radioactivity plume transported into the atmosphere during any event of accident, where the activity deposition can take place and where the likely dose can be delivered to the people. These areas, this information can be extracted from the weather radar information.
So this is all about being prepared in case an emergency happens. But before that, this radar is going to save lives for the simple reason it will help track cyclones and heavy precipitation events. At the Doppler radar facility of the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research in Kalpakam, Pallav Bagla for NDTV.
Well, it all boils down to how we are dealing with climate change, how our ability to predict such extreme weather events, because it's happening all over the place, and it's happened once more in southern Tamil Nadu. Record rains, yes, for that state, but across the world you've been seeing record weather events.